Back to another episode of BTK and beta testing in the kitchen. If you're asking me why this is episode 1 remake, I'll tell you about it later. But for now, we're going to be starting to make another, you guessed it, another pasta dish. Now I know a lot of people are probably thinking, why do you keep making pasta dishes? Well, it's because I don't make a lot of money. So I have to work with what I got. And what I got right now is pasta. So the ingredients that we're going to be working with today is fettuccine Alfredo, penne pasta, and this one right here, steak and potato chunkiness. So, we're going to see how this turns out. Hopefully good, because this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, just haven't gotten around to it. So the premise of this is to make regular Alfredo, and we're going to make this, and we're going to actually combine this with some syrup, regular syrup. And then we're going to cook it in the stovetop first, add syrup to it, and then we're going to cook it for about another 5 or so minutes in here, and then have a place on the side. Have a place on the side of the pasta. Now I might actually add, because this thing says it has beef broth in it, so I might do the beef broth, mix it in with this to kind of give it a nice meat flavor on top of that. And I'm going to actually add in some mozzarella and probably some cheddar on top of that too. So it's going to be an interesting combination, I think. Probably a very simple make this time. So we're going to go ahead and get this started here. We're going to start by filling up the pasta bowl, because that's going to take the longest to cook. And if you know me, I don't make pasta very well. I always end up burning it. And I also end up overcooking it. I will not be adding Coke to this pasta like I did the last time. No Coke this time. So getting the water going on here. Hopefully I can do this with one arm, because I still don't have a camera holder for my phone or for my other digital camera, so we're just going to work with that. And I think that's going to burn, so let's move this to the other side so I don't burn it. If you come here to watch me burn down the kitchen, you might be here for the right reasons, but hopefully that's not why you're here. Because I'm not that bad of a cook. And actually I don't need to put water in that one. Alright. Flip the camera around again. Alright, so here we go. We're going to get the fire going here. We're going to get the fire going. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to get the fire going. Here's the little flames. Little blue flames here. Personally, I prefer a gas stove over an electric stove. But that's just my personal opinion. Alright, so let's see here. So now we're going to take this. We're going to open these cans, which I don't have fingernails because I bite them. Bad habit, I know, but it is what it is. So I'm going to have to put you down for just a second so you can see my beautiful face. Yes, my beautiful hair. And the reflection of my glasses. For a split second there. And there's my big giant ass hand. Sorry about that. Alrighty then. Is there like a small spoon here? Using one of these spoons forever. That was my childhood anyway. Alright, so there we go. Alright. I don't want y'all looking at me like I'm crazy because I put it back in the drawer because it's technically still clean. Oh, look at that. Ooh. It's like dog food actually. It's like beef dog food. I don't know if that's a good sound or not. Come on, there we go. Alright, yeah, we can probably use that broth. Now, originally I was going to use 3 cans, but I'm going to see how much 2 cans can do. And see if 3 cans is going to be necessary. Which, nah, I think 2 cans will be good enough. So 2 full cans. If you like, you can add 3 if you're a big hungry person. I'm not really considered a foodie, I don't believe. I like food, but I'm not a gourmet food person. I will say though, I am a big fan of cheese. Love cheese. If you haven't watched my first couple of videos, first episode was, well, original first episode was Hawaiian macaroni. You gonna like from me, you ain't gonna give me problems. I know. There we go. Alright, now this is also going to cook a lot faster than that is. I probably should have waited on that. Oh well. It is what it is. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday and happy, I know it's already gone by, but happy late 4th of July for those of y'all who didn't get a chance to celebrate it like I didn't. I was too busy sleeping all day yesterday, so I didn't really get to celebrate 4th of July. Alright, so here we are. Switch the camera over for y'all so y'all can see what you're looking at here. Alright, so here's the pan. Sorry for the dark shadow there. So here's the pan of the steak and potatoes, which are actually, the potatoes are actually a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. And the steak is actually smaller than I thought it was going to be. Alright, so I'm going to cook this until we get a nice good golden, I said golden, until we get a nice good boil, and then we'll kind of set it down to simmer, and then we will add in the syrup to that, and cook it for probably another 2 or 3 minutes. So y'all can look at that while I take another drink of my Sam's Cola. Did we get more butter? I think butter would probably help that out. Alright, come with me, and you'll see the crappy ass refrigerator. She said we were out of butter, but we have like a ton of freaking butter in here. What she's talking about. Alright, oh, okay, yeah, that's almost empty. Alright, here we go. We're going to get some butter. Get some butter. I like a good simmer. Look, you can see bubbles starting to form already. That's not a good sign. Should have waited on that. Alright, let's turn you down then. Turn it down. Ooh. Get a nice little bit of a whiff there, but not too much of a whiff. Because my sense of smell is horrible. Thank you for showing that in my face. I mean, I didn't really need that. Alright, here we go. One-handedness. One-handed. Sorry guys, I'm going to do this one hand. I've only got one good hand to use right now because the other one's holding the phone. Until I can get a camera stand or a phone stand or something I can use to prop this up so I don't have to hold it every single time, we're just gonna do this so you get to explore the awesomeness that is this refrigerator. Let's see if we get some. You know what? I might throw some marinara in there too. You think should I throw some marinara in there too? I mean, that could be interesting. Steak with a little bit of marinara in it. So, we got some cheeses down here that we're going to throw on top of the steak. We got mozzarella cheese, and we got, as much as I hate shredded cheese, cheddar cheese. I said shredded cheese. I don't know why I said that so many times. Cheddar cheese. We're going to throw some cheddar cheese on top of this deliciousness right here. And there's also supposed to be, see right here, you got a nice mushroom. You got potatoes, and here you got the steak. So we got steak, potatoes, and mushrooms, which we will top it off with some Alfredo on the pasta at least. Like I said, I plan on probably using that broth to mix that in with the Alfredo to kind of give it a nice, hopefully a nice dark brown color. To pour that on top of the pasta. But we'll see how it goes. So, we're going to try and cook this until it gets a nice good boil. Then we'll lower it down. Alright, let's turn this up because I'm getting no boil over here. This one's got a little bit of boil. This has no boil. That's not good. Because this takes a lot longer to cook than this does. You might give it a try just to see what it tastes like too once we do get a nice good boil going. So this is the boiling part. Now you get to literally sit here and watch water boil. Such a fun time. If there was somebody in the chat who wanted to speak, go for it. Okay, but I guess I'll go ahead and explain why this is episode 1 remake. Alright, as awesome as I know that y'all want to see that boil over my face, too bad. So, go ahead and take a quick seat right here. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of history as to episode 1 and what happened there. So episode 1 was made about, what, a month and a half ago, I think? My co-host at the time was with me. She and I made a Hawaiian macaroni, which was a complete bust, by the way. Very, very awful. The thing about that, though, is that when I originally made that video, I really wasn't planning on turning it into a series like I am now. But, after I made the video, I said, screw it, why not give it a try and just see what happens, right? So, that's why I made BTK, or Beta Testing in the Kitchen. Now, the problem that I'm running into is that I no longer have that video. I know Twitch keeps up videos on their website for like 2 weeks. Maybe a little longer if you're an affiliate, which I am not. So, I didn't download the video, which I thought I did. But I don't have that video anymore. And I can't really recreate it because I'm not using the same ingredients. And she is no longer available to come over for the time being. She has other things that she has to take care of and other things going on in her life that keeps her busy right now. So instead of trying to make a mock version, well, I guess maybe not mock version, but I guess a remake of the original video, I really don't want to make that again because it wasn't really the best. I think the main problem with that was the ham that I used. It was sliced ham, no, the diced ham that I found in the freezer. I think the ham is what ruined it for me. Like the cheese was pretty good, the pineapples was pretty good. I think the ham is what ruined it for me because it had some slimy aftertaste that I didn't like. And you could definitely taste that when you made it. When I made it the first and the second time that I made it, I just didn't like it, so I didn't bother with it. So I figured I'm not going to make another botched because technically, according to the rules here, I'm only allowed to make a dish twice on stream. The other times is kind of off stream. But I didn't like the first one too much because I made it with cheddar cheese instead of Velveeta cheese. Didn't like it the first time. The second one was better because I do like Velveeta over cheddar. But the second one still didn't come out very well. And, oh, I'm boiling up here. Ugh. Oh, look at that. Look at that boil. Alright. Give that a nice little turn. Alright, so yeah. So instead of trying to make another edition of it, I decided to say screw it. I'm not going to bother with it. I think I'm done with it. Unless someone can give me another suggestion on how to make it, I'll take that into consideration. But just making it square off on my own, I don't think I'm going to do it. That's why I'm making this one. Now, this one was originally supposed to be episode 2, which you can find on my YouTube channel. Same name, At the Seven Shadows. I'm not really big there either, which I'm not too worried about that. Because this is mainly just for me, just to make fun of what I'm doing. I mean, hopefully if it turns into a good hit, it would be great. But if it doesn't, then, you know, it's still something I can do for fun. By the way, I'm using the whole box. Because I was told that I need to be more precise about my measurements. according to one of my critics. So, 2 full cans, an entire box of penne pasta. Alright, this is starting to get a little bit more of a boil too. So anyway, like I said, this was supposed to be originally episode 2, but I used kind of the same ingredients, but not really the same ingredients. Because instead of using canned food, I used actual meat that I found from the market and actual potatoes, frozen potatoes. Actually didn't come out too bad, but it wasn't like the best. So, we're going to give this a try. Mostly the ingredients are pretty much the same. I used meat, I used beef, I used potatoes, I used the mushrooms, and I also used the beef broth at the same time. So it's kind of the same ingredients, but kind of not at the same time. So that's why I'm making this as episode 1, because I don't have episode 1 anymore. We are going to be giving a small little taste here. So let's see what we can get our hands on. I just want to see how this is by itself. Oh, okay, so here we got beef. Oh, cool! We actually got all 3. We got beef, mushroom, and potato. So let's see how this comes out. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's fucking hot. God damn. Oh, I'm gonna burn my fucking mouth doing that. Jesus Christ. Oh, I think it did burn my mouth. Oh my God. I need more Coke. Alright, so now this is getting a good boil. Let me give me another can of Coke here in a minute. My freaking Lord, that was hot as fuck. Alright. So we're going to simmer this down a little bit. You guys get to watch this good screen for a few seconds here. I'll be right back. Here's Coke number 2. Alright, sorry about that. Alright. I don't want to burn my freaking mouth again like that, so Alright, so we're going to mix this up a little bit here. Do a nice little stir, make sure we get it all nice and bubbly here. Make sure you don't touch this because this is metal and therefore it's hot. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and put this back down over here. Alright, so now this has got a good enough boil for now. So let's go ahead and get the syrup. So let's go ahead and get some of this awesome delectable syrup here. We are going to be working with sugar-free apparently. Fuck that. Do we have none? Alright, so here's the original. This is good though, is the question. Is this any good? Is there an expiration date on the thing? I don't see an expiration date. When do you expire, my friend? When do you expire? I'm just going to close that. Show me, where do you expire? It says do not microwave. Well, good thing we're going to put you in the oven instead of microwaving you. I don't see an expiration date on this. Does syrup not expire? Does syrup not expire? I don't see it. Where the hell is it? Oh, before. What the fuck does that say? Sorry. What the fuck does that say? Best before. I think this is best before August. Looks like this is August, so. Alright, so that's boiling. I thought that was boiling, but this is actually what's boiling. So this is going to get a good boil going on. Now, these are supposed to cook for about 10 minutes. I think we might do it for 8 minutes. So right now, it is 8:22. So at 8:30, we're going to see how we're looking at. We're going to see how we get going. Alright, so we are going to be adding in Pearl Miley Capping Original Syrup. Now, I don't have a measurement for this, so we're going to say probably about one big squeeze going back and forth like this, and one big giant inner circle like that. Alright, so there is our maple syrup inside of that. So I'm hoping to get a nice sweet tartness taste out of that, but we're going to see how that comes out. Because that could probably ruin the mix, but it can also make it better. So we're going to hope for a better... I can't even speak English right now. Oh, my bad. I am so sorry about that. I greatly apologize for that. I was not expecting that to come out. Alright, so we're going to cook this for about another 2 minutes. I think I just hit the kitchen timer. So I'm going to cook this for about another 2 minutes before we drain this. And then we're going to put this in the oven for about a good 5 minutes. And then we're going to add the cheese on top of that to help give it, hopefully, a little bit more flavor. We're going to hope that this is going to be done by then, but we'll see. Alright, so get a nice good stir. Make sure the syrup stirs in pretty well. Don't want to have any syrup lying around on the ground, because everybody knows that would be gross. Alright, so now I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to stir this up. I really don't want to use it in a pot, but I might have to. Actually, do we have a bowl? I might just put it in a bowl. If I can drain it into a bowl, I'll just drain it in a bowl. Alright. Coming down on a minute, so it's going to up this up a little bit here so we can make sure we get to the boiling. Try and get to the boiling before it, oh, well, apparently there's not going to be any issues with it boiling. Never mind. Got a nice boil going on here so we can get good and ready. We got the pan over here that we're going to use. We're going to throw it in the oven, which I guess we should have preheated this too, by the way, so that's kind of dumb if we're not preheating this. Alright, so we're going to preheat this to... So we're going to preheat this. I don't know if you can see that number on there. It's very, very hard to see, but we're going to preheat this to 400. So we're going to slow cook this thing here on 400 degrees for about 5 minutes. So this is going to take about another 8 freaking minutes. Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, well, I guess we'll cook this for a little bit longer because I didn't time that right. Alright. So let's go ahead and take this off for now. We'll take this off and let that cool off for a bit. We'll turn this on low so we don't have to turn that back on. So what we'll do is we'll let that sit and kind of mend for a little bit. Then we'll probably put it back on at another 2-minute mark. Right now it's at 7.5 minutes. So when we get down to 2 minutes, I'll put that back on the stove to let it cook a little bit more, and then we will transfer it over to. We'll drain it, and then we'll transfer it over to the pan. And hopefully this will be done in the next 4 or so minutes, but we'll see. I'm worried about this taking longer to get cooked than I am about that, because that's probably going to be overcooked anyway. But I'm trying to hopefully not have to overcook pasta for the first time. So I'll see how it goes, and I'm very, very sorry for that horrible thing, but I have a bad shoulder, so it is what it is. Alright, so switch it back to the camera. Oh my god, it's me again. I know, you thought you couldn't see it again. Pie toaster stove looks diarrhea inducing. Well, I would probably agree with you on that. These are pretty gross, I'm not gonna lie. If you want to see what it looks like, there you go. That's what it really looks like. It looks fucking gross, I'm not gonna lie to you. This isn't really my stove, this is my parents' stove, so, and they don't clean. they don't cook either. So, but thank you for the chat though. Get a sponge clean. It'll take 10 minutes. Let me cook this first, and then maybe I'll clean it. We'll see about that. I mean, it does need to be cleaned. I mean, look at that. Ugh. But I don't want to burn myself right now because the fire is on still there. Have it on a low setting over here. But sure, why not? I mean, I don't mind cleaning it. It's not a big deal. How we doing on here? 5.5 minutes. All right. And about 5.5 minutes left until the oven is ready. And then we would go here. Why do you have an open flame on? I have it on because I don't want to. This thing doesn't always work all the time, and I don't want to try to fight it and get that cooled down too much. So I have this set on low settings right now, which I'm going to put that back on here in a couple of seconds actually, to get that boiling again before we stick it in the oven. And there's my crappy pasta here. Still stirring. Alright, how we doing over here? Alright, let's go ahead and up this up a little bit more. Let's get the flames going up a little bit here. Here's some nice blue looking flames here. Alright, so I'm going to put this back on it. Put this back on here. And before you say this is like diarrhea too, this is not diarrhea. This is Campbell's. So if it looks bad, you can blame Campbell for that. Although I did add in the syrup to that, so if it looks like that because of the syrup, well, beggars can't be choosers. So this looks like it's coming out actually pretty well for the first time ever. And there goes a piece of noodle that I just tossed over. And we got a nice good old boil going on over here. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to stir this up here. Make sure that the syrup, should I add some more syrup to this? Or should I just leave the syrup alone? You know, last time I burnt my freaking mouth trying to try this out, so. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to try it. Yeah, we're going to try it again. See how the syrup connect with it. Alright, I don't want just a potato. Let's see here. Can I get a good combination of all three? There's the meat. Let's just do the meat. Oh, you bastard. Alright, so here we got some meat. And we got some potatoes. Let's blow over the sink, because in case I have to spit it out. Hello again. Alright. Ooh. Ooh. That's hot. I don't really taste any of this syrup actually. I might have to add syrup to that. I might have to add more syrup to that. Oh, sorry, that's a close up of my chin. I'm sorry about that. How much time we got left? 2.5 minutes? Fuck it. We're gonna add some more syrup to it. I don't feel like we got enough. Actually, you know what? Now I'm tasting a little bit of that syrup now, but. Alright. Again, we've got this original syrup here that we're gonna add to the mix. So here we go. Adding more syrup. Add more syrup. We'll do a nice good squeeze. I don't know how long this has been. You'll have to count yourself. Alright, there we go. Now we got more syrup put in there. So hopefully that'll bring out the flavor. It probably won't. This will probably be worse than what I'm making. I'm probably just making this worse now, but who cares? It's called beta testing for a reason. Alright, do a little stir. Because I like the bubbles. Do a little stir, and I like the bubbles. One more stir, one more bubbles. Alright, let's get that mixed in for a little bit longer. So hopefully y'all will come back for another episode of BTK when I make my steaks One will be covered in barbecue sauce, strawberry sauce, and some French onion, I don't know what y'all call them, crustes or whatever, things you put inside casseroles. And then one, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It could be regular, it could be something else, I don't know. How we doing? Alright, down to our last 50 seconds. So, do more stirs, make a little bubbles. Do a little stir, make some bubbles. Do a little stir, do a little stir, make some bubbles. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna have to put this down here in a minute, so I don't think y'all gonna be able to see me drain this stuff, but you don't really need to see me drain that, do you? I don't think y'all do. 16 seconds, so let's go ahead and stir this up a little bit more. I'm guessing pie toast is no longer here. Which is kind of the usual thing that happens to me, so I'm not worried about it. Here to cook, and oh, there it goes. I'm here to cook and share my experiences, and you know, it's not for the faint of heart. And it's not for everybody, so it is what it is. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and drain this into our bowl, because I want to keep the broth. So you guys are going to have to see this from the best view that you can. I don't know if you're going to be able to with the pots in the way. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this one off the pot, because that one's going to burn my hands. And I've got to use these, otherwise I will burn the crap out of my hands like I did last time, so I don't want to do that again. So let's take you. Let's go ahead and get you drained first, because you're a pain in the butt. Alright, let's put you on the back burner for now. You, my friend, are boiling like crazy, and I know. Relax. I got you, bro. I got you. You don't have to bubble. I got you. Alright, so let's see. Let's see if this will hopefully one not overflow, because that's going to be a pain in the butt to deal with that too. Alright, so that one's off. This one we'll go ahead and turn that off too. Alright, so now we're going to slowly drain. Slowly drain. Hopefully we don't do that, because I just did that. Hopefully we don't make a mess. It looks like I'm going to make a mess. Yeah, I'm going to make a mess. Oh well. Good thing they're not here right now to watch me do this. So. Okay. There we go. Alright, we got that drained. Oh wow. Looks like freaking, that's all freaking broth. Are you kidding me? Golly. I thought there'd be more than that. Ooh, yeah, you can smell the there's a shit ton of freaking potatoes in here too. I didn't think there would be that much potatoes. Well, that's a little disappointing actually, but oh well. So now we're gonna put this on here. We're going to spread this out a little bit here, so that we can get as much. Oh man, I burnt the living crap out of that. Jesus. I'm burning myself at the same time. I might need to rename this to Burning Down the Kitchen. I don't know. Alright, anyway, so this is what we're looking at right now, guys. Let me go ahead and get this over here for you guys. So, that's what we're looking at right now. So now we're going to add our cheeses to that. Get ourselves a nice, good cheese sandwich. Which we will be using mozzarella cheese and cheddar cheese, which I hate cheddar, which I've already said a million times in this video already. So, like I said, I can't do this with just one hand, so you're gonna have to bear with me. So, don't really think that we want to completely cover this as much, so we're just going to do a little bit of a dab. A little bit of dab over it. So I don't want this to be completely smothering it. Because that would be kind of gross. Alright, that's the mozzarella cheese. Sorry, that's the cheddar cheese. Here's the mozzarella. Trying not to go overboard on this too, but I just might a little bit. There we go. There we go. Alright. So this is what we're looking at right now. So bada boom, kind of like a pizza in a way. So now we're going to take this and we are going to put this in here at 400 degrees for about 5 or so minutes. So there we go, that's in there now. Alright, so we're going to put a timer on for 5 minutes. Alright, so this we are now going to put in the broth back in here. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's beautiful. Alright. Grab one of these so I don't burn the shit out of myself again. Alright. I'll have to put you down again so I can get the pasta going up. One day I will get that next, I promise. Alright. Right. Well, I just made 5 more go off. So work with me here. Alright, let's go ahead and rinse this bowl off. We don't need this right now. Alright, so now that we have that going on, now we are going to turn. Hey, look, I actually got to work the first time. I can't believe it. I got the flame to work from the first try. Yippee-karoo. So now we're going to add this to the broth. Pardon me. Okay. Give me a second here. You ain't gotta bark at me. Alright, here we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so here, I'm going to add this to the broth here. I know a lot of y'all are probably thinking that looks freaking disgusting, and why the hell would you do that? A question I ask myself as I'm pouring it, but what's done is done. Add a little bit of water to this. Give it a good shake. Open it back up and pour the rest back in there. There we go. Alright, so here we go. Now we're going to stir this up. There we go. That's a nice brown. It's not mixing perfectly well, but I mean it's a nice brown. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this cook in here. How much time we got? We got about 2 minutes left on the clock here, give or take. Oh, this is not too bad. Nice little brown color for the pasta. I am debating on whether or not I want to pour this over the pasta or if I want to mix it in with the pasta. I don't know yet. I think for the first bit we're going to just pour it on the pasta to see how that goes. And if that goes well, then we'll just pour it into the pasta. So, alright, so we want to make sure we don't overcook this, because that's just going to leave a stain all over the place. But we need to get a nice, good bubble going on here, so let's see if we can get ourselves some bubbles. Show me the bubbles. Show me the bubbles. I don't see no bubbles. Well, that don't look too bad, though. I don't think I ever cooked those. Maybe a little bit, but was hoping for a little bit of a lighter brown, actually, but maybe there's just too much broth in there, maybe. Oh, there we go. There's some bubbles. There's some bubbles. We got bubbles. Yes, we got some bubbles. Am I overusing the bubble now? Probably. Alright, we'll cut out the bubbles talk. Alright, coming down to about 45 seconds until the oven should be done. Got some sizzle. Well, there's no sizzles because there's no heat here, so I'm just doing whatever right now. Alright, come on, give me some bubbles already. Hold on. It's on the high as I can go, man. I need something now. Time's running out. Time is running out. Alright, we're just gonna have to sit there and bubble then. Alright. Alright, so now that's open. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Alright, let's go ahead and I don't even know what I'm gonna do right now. Alright, there we go. Now we get started. So I'm gonna put this in the back. Go ahead and take this off the stove because I think this is done now. Alright, take that off and we'll move that over here. And now we need to get this out of the oven before I overcook it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That looks beautiful, actually. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. That looks fucking delicious. That looks so good. Can I smell it? It smells a little burnt, but I can work with that. Alright, so, and there we go. Here's the main dish. Pasta sauce, and there's your pasta. Go ahead and put it all together. Which y'all won't see that on camera because I'm a bad cameraman. Oops. Turn off one. Alright, so you guys are going to have to give me a few seconds here. So you can watch me try and put it together. Hey. What's up, peeps? Alright, since this is a pasta dish, we're going to go ahead and use a plate. Normally I would use a paper plate, but I'm afraid that's going to go through, so I don't want to do that. So here's the fork. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some pasta going on here. Probably should have used something else, but you know what? I'm going to burn the fuck out of myself if I do it that way, though. That's great. Alright, so let's take this, put you over here for the time being. Don't burn. Take this. I'm going to move you up because I don't want to redo that. This is just sauce. Not too worried about that, so that can go back there. Alright, there we go. That's better. Alright, let's get the pasta going on here. Get some nice dry ass pasta. Hopefully this sauce will be good and I can actually pour it inside the pasta and see if it'll taste delicious. But we'll see how that goes first. Alright, so we got a good decent size of pasta there. Now we're going to take some of this delicious brown ass sauce. It looks kind of gravy. Alright, do a quick little small pour over it. Do a nice little small pour over it. There we go. It's not too bad, I don't think. Now we're going to take this, grab this, because I don't want to burn the ever-living crap out of myself. Oh, look at that. That's freaking cheesy as heck, too. Oh. I hope this is going to taste good, because if it's not, I'm going to be very, very upset. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. we have the final product. Here is the final product. So we got a nice little pasta here. We got our main dish right here. If you'd like to add more like carrots and celery and stuff like that, you can probably do that too. I have celery, but I don't know how to cook it properly. So that's why I'm not adding that to this one right now. So let's go ahead and get this all set up. And we'll give ourselves a first taste bite. Unfortunately, I don't have any beta testers right now, so I'm going to have to beta test my own shit. And if anybody who knows me, I am not biased whatsoever, so I will call my food junk if it tastes like junk. Which I think the pasta might taste like crap, but we'll see how it goes. So, flip this around. Alright, so here we can get a full view here. Here's the plate. I know you can't get much going on here. Once I get a better camera set up, I will do that. So here we are. I don't even know what the fucking call this dish, to be honest with you. So, first thing we're going to try out, we're going to try the pasta out, because let's take that off. There we go. So we're going to try the pasta out first. So here's the pasta mixed in with the, so this is penne pasta mixed in with Alfredo and the remains of beef broth from the Campbell's chicken soup. Campbell's steak and potato soup. So let's see how it goes. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, went down the wrong pipe. That's not bad at all, actually. Oh, that's delicious. That is actually delicious. I was worried about that actually, but that's actually pretty good. You get that nice Alfredo taste, but you get that slight little bit of beef from the broth. That is actually really good. I actually had my doubts about that, but that's actually really good. Oh yeah, that's actually really good. Alright, so now we are going to try out the beef. So this is Campbell's beef and steak with a little bit of mushrooms in it. Cans, already threw the can away. I'm not going to dig in the trash can to get it out. But this is beef and steak. Take 3. This is beef and potatoes with mushrooms. That's already in the can. Campbell's soup that was cooked in the broth, or drained the broth, stuck it in, covered it with mozzarella and cheddar cheese. I want to say shredded cheese, but it's cheddar shredded cheese, but it's cheddar fucking cheese. And then I cooked it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 5 minutes. So let's see how this goes. Alright, try that again here. Let's make it, alright. So this right here has the most cheese, so let's go ahead and get that. So here we've got tomatoes, potatoes. I think I got a little beef on here. Let's go ahead and just make sure we get a beef on here. I don't see any mushrooms at this apparent time. So here we got the nice cheese flavor going on here, so let's see how this comes out. Honestly, not a lot of flavor, to be honest with you. The meat's a little too soft. This is kind of like stew meat. It's pretty easy to take apart. And for me, I don't like that. I like a little bit of a chew in my meat. But this one, you can literally just crush this with your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and it just freaking dissolves. So that's not really a highlight of my point. the potatoes themselves. Let's try potatoes. So this one has cheese on it. Oh, okay. If you got some of the potatoes, that okay. So the ones with the potatoes that aren't too mushy, are actually not too bad with the cheese. But I think if you use different type of steak, one that's actually, I don't know the cooking term for it, one that's not as mushy. It's got a little bit more texture, I guess. Is it texture? I don't know what it's called. I'm not a chef, so. But I would say probably using beef that's more chewy, I guess, than one that kind of just dissolves in your mouth. Not bad though. If you like a good mushy potato, that'd be a good one there. Um, I personally rather have some that are a little bit more, I guess, have a little bit of crust on the ends of them, kind of like a hash browns. They got a nice crispiness to it, where these are just kind of mushy. So I think if I can get these to be crispy, make them crispy, and make the so the potatoes need to be a little bit more crispy. I think that would be better. The meat needs to be cooked a little bit less, I think. I mean, I'm using Campbell's soup, so I mean, I don't really think that's going to make it any better. Well, I think if you can maybe use actual meat like I did in episode 2, use that kind of meat, and then probably use something else for the potatoes, something I can actually make a crisp out of it. Oh, that freaking pasta though, that is fucking good. I think probably the pasta came out much better than that. But I do like the way it looks. It looks fantastic. I mean, probably not right now it does, but it looks fantastic. It looks delicious. But it's just a little too mushy for me. The meat and the potatoes definitely need to be crispier. But overall, not bad. Not bad at all. I would say probably at a scale of 1 to 5. I'd actually probably say if I can get this, if I can fix the meat, I can fix the potatoes, I'd say this would probably be a good, at least a 4. Maybe a 4.3. Maybe we need to add some seasoning to it. Maybe some vegetables with it too, besides just mushrooms. Maybe like I said, some celery, maybe some carrots. Maybe some onions too. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I would say overall probably about a 4.3, which I think is my highest score that I made so far out of episode 2 and 3. Cheese spaghetti is pretty bland, pretty simple. It's basically macaroni with spaghetti noodles. Although I love cheese, my favorite in the world when it comes to food is cheese. Pizza, cheese spaghetti, macaroni and cheese, top 3 favorite foods. So I'm going to be a little biased on the cheese spaghetti because it's cheese. It's simple to make, but it's also something I've eaten a lot since my childhood. My mom used to make cheese spaghetti for me all the time growing up. Well, not all the time, but here and there she would make it for me. So I'm a little biased when it comes to the cheese spaghetti. But, yes. So, overall, not too bad. I would definitely give this a try. For those of you who are looking for a good meal, something that's a little different. But totally, I am so sorry that my hands are so freaking huge. Alright, let me put those away. Yes, totally would go for it, you know. If you can make the pasta is actually fine. I wouldn't change the pasta. If you want to add some greens to it, some parsley to it, maybe add a little bit of seasoning to it, that's fine. But otherwise, don't touch it. If you can make the meat part of this better than I can, go for it. I guarantee you're going to at least enjoy it. So, thank you for joining me on this episode. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and continue eating while you guys are watching because that's just rude. So yes, thank you for joining me on this episode. I have been waiting so freaking long to make this, and I'm glad that I finally did it, and I am not too disappointed. So, yes. I'm right here because this is just so good. Oh yeah, delicious. So, thank you for joining me on today's episode of BTK Beta. I want to slap myself, I'm not going to do it. Try that again. Thanks for joining me today on BTK Beta Testing in the Kitchen with Shadows. I will see you guys in a couple of weeks for the next episode of episode 4, which will be the steaks, or it will be the macaroni, the all-you-can... I keep saying that, and I keep saying it wrong. Okay, meat lovers macaroni casserole. So, join me for one of those, and I will see you guys next time. Later.